7 weirdest Old West food ever created. If bullets can't kill you, some of these Old West food creations probably will. Here's the challenge. Try not to get fazed at the weirdest Old West food. Little warning, only those with the toughest stomachs can survive. Life in the Old West was hard. Long trails and the endless journey made the people of the Old West extremely creative. If something were unavailable, one would think of innovation or a substitute just to survive, especially when it comes to food. Without further ado, here are the 7 bizarre food that existed in the Old West. Are you up for a little breakfast? Well, sit back and hear out what's on our menu. Let's start with a tame meal. When the scarcity of flour happened on a trail, the pioneers found a substitute. Acorns were widely available. Thus, the pioneers would roast and ground them to a flour-like texture and create acorn bread. Of course, meat and cheese are the perfect partners of bread. But what if we fused these two? Early pioneers thought of a way to prolong their supplies. Hence, Old West pioneers introduced head cheeses. Any animal can be used as an ingredient where its head was boiled in seasoning, folded, and sliced thinly. This food creation isn't a real cheese, but is a method to prolong the food supply. Hot tea would surely complete your breakfast, but in this video, we will be a little extreme. How does a cup of beef tea sound? This bizarre sounding drink is popularly consumed back in the 1800s. The beef was sliced thinly, boiled for 2 hours, and its broth was strained. This drink is mainly served for sick people as it is packed with nutrients. For lunch, you will surely love freshly roasted meat. But if the hunters didn't find any game, a skunk would suffice. Skunks were abundant in the Wild West, hence they were hunted and consumed for proteins. Skunks are mostly roasted with their glands removed. Though these creatures might appear small, the meat they provide is adequate. This stew, when consumed, can make one tough. The son of the gun stew is one of the infamous and frugal Old West food creations. This dish is mainly comprised of the calf's entire part, the brain, heart, liver, tongue, tenderloin meat, narrow gut, sweetbreads, and crushed eggshell were all incorporated in a pot. Another legendary dish will test your appetite. The prairie oyster or Rocky Mountain oysters dish is actually oyster-free. Instead, it was made of a calf's testis. The pioneers utilized the neutered calf's part, then they cut, battered, and fried them. Up to this day, the prairie oyster is a delicacy in rural parts of America. Now, let's end this meal with a dessert. Believe it or not, the calf's foot jelly is a dish, and it's every pioneer's favorite. The calf's foot is boiled until natural gelatin comes out. Then, the pioneers would add lemon, sugar, and sometimes egg whites to produce the concoction. To see more of the Wild West, click the following links to witness more interesting images and amazing videos.